Oh, February 20th, 2022. I'm here visiting with my wife. My first visit out of Calvary Chapel.
How long you been there so far?
Huh?
How long you been there so far?
I've been there 3 months.
How's it going?
How's it what?
How are you doing? How do you feel?
All I do is work, so how do you think I feel? But it is what it is, and it's the only thing that's going to help me to overcome this thing that's been haunting me for years. And as far as, demonic entities that are, lurking, which it's a non-stop scenario,
But God.
But God.
But
right.
Jesus.
But God. He is God.
Mm-hmm.
So just want to keep you posted. But God.
So how do you feel, though, in 3 months since you've had your brain treatment?
Since I had my brain treatment?
Yeah. How you doing?
To be completely honest with you, I am aware of things that are happening to me on a consistent and like almost like a scheduled thing, like on time thing, like it just keeps advancing and advancing and advancing.
What, your thought process?
Yeah. I told you I'm gonna be like Einstein by the time I get out of here.
So do you feel like you have more control over your...
I totally do because I would have to say that I honestly would have to say that 5 months ago, I would have walked in a store and I would have bought a nip if I knew it was there, or a beer. If I was home, I probably would be getting high. If I was the person that I used to be.
So since the brain treatment, you're able to have more control over that. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I must say that I do not feel the same way. My thought process is nothing but the thought of accomplishing things, and you know what I mean, and finishing tasks and being more proactive, being more aware, being more attentive to things such as new adventures, new ideas, new
ambitions.
Yeah, man, new ambitions, I knew everything. Everything is like, when I called Dr. Jabor in California, I told him, I had explained to him that the TMS treatment didn't only make me smart to do the good things, but it also made me smart to be more conniving, more slick about things, certain lot. But I'm not that person anymore.
Well, that's why you had to go to the next level of treatment to overcome those things, because that's why you came to the Calvary ministry.
So,
because that was that was just another thing in your life that had to be corrected. It was the brain and the addiction.
Well, I mean, it's like,
But the addiction only was exasperated because of the brain situation. You didn't have, like Dr. Phil said, nothing would have worked until your brain was fixed. So you would have only got worse and worse. As your brain got worse and worse, everything else would have got worse and worse. And ultimately, I hate to say it, but it wouldn't have ended good. Let's just say that.
yeah, that was opinions from the past, I guess.
Yeah, from the past.
I
That's what
really
I'm saying.
don't want to go back, but I have to go back. I can only wish and hope and pray that God, that God keeps me focused and keeps me that He installs a desire to keep doing this thing and to stay the course. I miss my wife. It's really tough because I miss my wife. I just got married. I also miss my dad. And I think about my mother, and I think about everything that's going on. And I've never been so overwhelmed with so many things, then having to go to work and being told what to do by people that are programmed to treat people a certain way, to make sure their buttons are pushed. And I'm definitely one guy that you wouldn't want for you to push his buttons, because that's like going into a lion's den and pulling a lion's ear.
But that's part of the whole exercise of this.
You could say whatever you
The
want.
program is for you to have the skills
some
to
people
overcome
take it out
that.
of context. Some people take it out of context
Mm-hmm.
to go above and beyond to make sure that they really treat that person like crap.
All right, but the whole point, babe, it's not about them. It's about your current ability to take challenges in life.
It's not a challenge.
That in the past, if somebody would quote pushed your buttons, you would have done what? You would have gotten a fight, or you would have ran out and got high. You would have got drunk.
Right,
you would have went to jail. I mean, nothing good would come out of someone pushing your buttons back then. That's the whole point of the change.
So I am ignoring that area and other people where whatever they say, I really don't care. I mean, it is what it is. If it makes him help, if whatever helps him sleep at night, you know what I mean?
Right, but so this conversation is about the change that you feel and see, and how you feel about.
I feel great.
Okay.
I feel phenomenal. My life is going great. I'm not upset. I mean, some people may take it the way they take it. I mean, but I am what I am.
Okay, so how do you feel with your new brain and with your new revelation of life now that your body is free of alcohol and drugs and cigarettes and all of that stuff? As a man, how do you feel? I'm not talking about how people are, or other people
As a
are.
man, physically and mentally and emotionally, I feel free.
Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for.
Oh yeah, I feel free. I'm free, and I have to adjust and get to navigate my thought process, because there are a lot of things that are coming up and a lot of memories that are coming up that I haven't thought about in years. And there are new memories that are coming up, that are showing up. I mean, Dr. Jabor had told me that this how something's gonna happen to me. And I thought about something that I told you about last night or the night before. I don't quite remember that. That was probably the saddest thought that I could ever come up with, and that was what, God bless her soul, what Jody was thinking about when she knew she was about to pass away, when she was thinking about my daughter, Deanne. That right there just...
You never had that thought before in the past, is what you're saying. So all these emotions and thoughts that may have come up if your brain was in a different place back then, these buried things are surfacing now because your thoughts are clear. You actually are able to have conscious thoughts, deep thoughts.
Well, that's it doesn't get any deeper than that.
Right, because
how do you think? How I put my, I don't know if the spirit did it. I don't know if my brain had the ability and the knowledge and the sense to go there and say, you know what, Brian, I want you to think how Jody would get that at that very moment. What am I gonna do? What is my daughter without me? I wasn't around, but she was right there. She was right there. Can you just imagine that? Can you really?
No.
Like, she had to think that. She had to say, what about my kid?
Yeah.
What about my kid?
Yeah.
What is she gonna think at 7 years old? Why I'm not back home? And where's Brian?
You know what it was, babe? You probably had that emotion and that thought that was never able to come up to the surface because you were so hurt and broken about it. Now you weren't able to handle pain all these years. That's why you stayed in that toxic lifestyle. It's why you stayed drunk. It's why you stayed high. It's why you kept running to that good feeling or the escape, because you couldn't handle it. But now that your brain is healed, God can speak to you. You can actually hear the Lord. You can actually allow, there's room now for these things to be dealt with. There's room now for you to process. You're able to process now. Am I right, or am I just saying things just to say it? I mean, am I?
Process that I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't trying to think.
Exactly.
I wasn't thinking about anything. I didn't want to think about anything.
Right.
I didn't care to think about anything.
Right. But on top of it, a lot of it was because you literally didn't have the ability cognitively. Your brain just shut down. Your brain wasn't working. So how could you even if...
I'll tell you what, okay? And I'm glad you're recording this, because I want Dr. Phil and Dr. Jabor and all the people that helped me out. And I want to thank you guys for doing what you did, and hopefully maybe God willing I get more treatments, because I want to be like Einstein. But
well, we have to, see
I don't know.
whenever they're ready to scan your brain again. I don't know, maybe.
Well, what I'm saying is that I didn't have the ability to do this. I remember things more and more, and hopefully I can get at least 20 more. But
No, I think you're doing great, babe. I really am so curious to see what your brain looks like right now.
the reason why I was the way I was because I felt victimized. I felt as though I was a victim of fault. I was not my own fault because my pride blocked that, but I felt like I deserved everything, so I was being selfish. And I wasn't thinking about my daughter. I wasn't thinking about my family. I wasn't thinking about what my family would think of me doing what I was doing, nor did I care because I was going to do it anyway, no matter what. And I didn't care what other people thought. All I know, poor me, why would God do this to me? And all that other stuff. So I was being selfish to the point of
Self-destruction.
self-destruction, self-defeat, self-disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
degrading myself, degrading my life, becoming something that I was not, nor that I have any control of myself, because I allowed and wanted to and invited every single demon possible to mankind. That's what I wanted. I wanted to die.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't want to die, I was gonna die.
Well, that's where you were at, babe, because
So now I feel different. I am extremely emotional. And the reason why I'm emotional is because the best things I've had, probably the best thing happen to me. I got married, and I also had one of the bad things happen to me in my life. You know, my father passed away, and and then in the midst of getting married, I was getting ready to jump back into that victim mentality because he died. Poor me, let me go do drugs, let me go get high. And my other half said, not this time.
that damn straight Skippy. Not on my watch, buddy.
Not this time, because that already happened.
Been there, done that. Enough.
That already happened with Jody, and I'm not going to do that with your father dying. And but everything has the reason why they happen. And my father didn't want nothing but the best for me.
You gave him a big blessing. All he wanted was to see one of his kids at least get married. Actually get married. Like, we gave him that.
He loved me. He gave me his truck.
Yep.
My mother's gonna give me his ring that he always wore. Which I love that ring. She knows that. And I get to spend the rest of my life with the most beautiful woman ever in the human race. In all the galaxy.
And all glory goes to
God.
but God.